Hey, how's it going? Trying a video while I'm driving here. Um, Not a distracted driving video. I'm actually waiting in traffic for quite some time to take a turn. Anyway, I just got done plowing some fields, or actually just tilling some fields. We had the pigs in there, and they moved out of the way, and then we tilled it up, and a few things came to mind. Kind of cross over to technology. You know, really two. Sometimes us technologists we get afraid, I think, of asking for help. I don't know if it's because we suffer from a little bit of imposter syndrome, where we don't want to be found out for not knowing something, or maybe maybe we get a pride problem. I've been there. I'll admit it. You don't want to admit you don't know something because you're afraid. Our managers maybe make us that way. Maybe the environments we work in make us that way. But the bottom line is everybody started without knowing anything, right? And it's kind of cool, in the farming world, which I guess I'm part of, right? So it's funny. I have imposter syndrome in the farming world. We spend a lot of money on animals and butcher fees and feed and hay. Tractors and tractor attachments, so but I don't know why I still feel like an imposter. I guess because I have a full-time job as a day job. But in the farming world, it's kind of like the SQL Server community. People want to help you. There's not a lot of farmers out there that say, "Oh, I'm going to keep this knowledge to myself because I don't want you to have it." They all want you to know it. They all want you to join. Especially the old timers. The old timers are amazing to talk to. There's a guy down the road from us. His name's Ducky. He helped me till up or plow my field last year, the field that I'm finally using this year. Gave me a lot of great advice. I paid him some money for him to come up with this tractor and do some work. But he just gave me advice, brought me down to his house. He and his wife, he calls them Ma. They all call them Ma. Made us some, got us some Coke and he offered me a beer. But I was with my boys, so I had a Coke and sat down. He just talked about farm stories, gave me tips. He showed me how to plow something in his garden, and I took all that knowledge and put it to work today. And then there's a guy next door named Dave. Great guy. He's great help. He's out. He saw me out there struggling to get some rocks out today. Which brings up the second lesson, right? So I didn't ask for help, but he said, "Hey, I'm here doing some work already for a ditch with my excavator. Can I come up there and take those rocks out for you? Because there's some big boulders in I got a grapple bar in my tractor. It's two claws, and they can pick up boulders and rocks. And I picked up a lot of rocks I probably shouldn't pick up, but there's two that I'm just not picking up. Actually, probably about half a dozen out there that I can't pick up in my tractor. It's not strong enough. It doesn't weigh enough. So I asked, so he asked, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, come on up and do it." And there's one rock in particular that I spent, I don't know, probably you can measure it in hours. There's probably two of my tractor's hours are spent trying to take that rock up. I've dug the rock up, I've put chains around it, tried to drag it, and all these things. And he came up there with his excavator, and in 15 seconds, came down, scooped it, grabbed it with the thumb of the excavator, picked it up, and he's got a tracked excavator. He used his tracks and wheeled it across to a pile of rocks, and he was done. So that's the second lesson. It's are you using the right tool for the right job? How often do we use the wrong tool for the wrong job? The GUI in SQL Server is great. PowerShell's better sometimes. PowerShell's great, but the GUI's quicker sometimes. I had one client. They had a restore problem. They actually lost some data, and the IT manager didn't want to ask for help, and didn't think he needed it. And long story short, he couldn't do a restore. They called me way after the fact, and it was too late. But he just gave up and said, "Forget it. We'll just restore to the last good full backup and lose those 6 hours of transaction logs." He could have restored. I'm confident of that, as long as the files were there. I think it's kind of like in one of my disaster presentations I give to events. I talk about sort of flying the plane. Don't forget to fly the plane in an emergency. And sometimes when an emergency happens, panic sets in. I see it in some of the firefighters in the fire seat. I see it in some of the EMTs on ambulance calls. Panic sets in, and nobody thinks, and instincts take over. And if you don't have good muscle memory, if you haven't trained, if you're not using the right tools, things go bad. So, you know, the right tool for him would have been, well, two things. He should have asked for help, and he would have been fine. But if he had restore scripts and he had tested them, he probably would have been fine. The client's fine now. Everything's good, and actually I have more hours with them, so, you know, I guess that's a good thing. But I'd rather them not have to tell their clients, hey, we lost 4 hours of data. For them to realize that, hey, it's good to bring in an expert. So that's it. 2 takeaways for this Memorial Day weekend experiment of driving video, because that's what everybody's doing. So I figured I might as well. 2 things. I'm not touching the camera, for the record, for New Hampshire. It's all hands-free. 2 things though. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Number 2. Use the right tool for the right job. Script things out. Know what you're doing. Build muscle memory. And now it's nice to sit in my air-conditioned truck and head off to pick up a new grill, so we can stop burning the heck out of that beef that we're working so hard to raise. So I hope you have a really good Memorial Day weekend. You know, it's not about barbecues. It's about remembering the sacrifices that soldiers made for this country's service. Soldiers, airmen, Marines, sailors. So let's remember them and be thankful for them. Stay safe. Have a good weekend, and maybe in another video I'll show you the fields that we have, and eventually we'll show you pumpkins and peppers and tomatoes and everything else growing in there. Hopefully. And I'm sure there'll be some lessons there too. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.